So hi, Jonathan. So Anders Vralstad says, "Hi, Jonathan. Can you tell me about the most extreme memory that you have from your time in Africa? Maybe it involves the basket behind you. Yeah. Was this a symbolism happens kind of moment? Yes, it was. And so indeed, I think I mentioned this in a video before, but for those who haven't heard, that basket that you see behind me right here, this is a Rwandan basket. And I we actually, my wife and I actually bought it in Burundi when we were in the Great Lakes area of Africa at some point. And when we returned to Congo, we came to the east of Congo, and we were supposed to be there just for one day and then take a plane back to Kinshasa, and a war started while we were staying there, and we got stuck in a Swedish guest house. We actually were in the newspaper, in like the national Swedish newspaper. There was a picture of us caught in that between two walls as they were bombing and shelling the city. And so I just have the memory because at some point we tried to get the UN to come get us. And so luckily the head of the UN in Congo was the Swedish guy. And so the people from the Swedish guest house had like an in with him. So they called him, but they could never come and get us because every time they would talk, it would start shooting again, and there would be shelling and explosions. And it was weird. Like people were trying to kind of relax as the whole place was being bombed, and so they watched Meet the Parents. They would like play the movie, and then the bombing would become so loud that they would have to stop the movie while we were just sitting there. Sorry, I'm laughing. You know, I laugh in the worst possible moments. It's just, I'm not supposed to laugh here. Anyways, so finally they get in contact with the head of the UN, and so they decided they're going to come get us at the guest house. But we need to get our stuff in our room. We were like in a common building, and we needed to go get our stuff in our room. And that basket was in our room. And so I left the main building where we were, and there was a shooter that was on the corner of the wall of where we were staying. And so there were bullets that were whizzing through the trees. And I actually, at some point, like these bullets were whizzing over my head, and I had to kind of like duck on the ground. And I just remember feeling this like rush. My goodness, it was the most insane rush that I've ever felt. And so I went into the room and got this basket, and we were evacuated to the UN compound. And there at the UN compound, everybody was drunk. Everybody was completely drunk, and it was just absolutely insane. Anyway, so that's the most intense memory I have from Congo. It goes on, and it involves being threatened by weapons. That's, being caught in our house because everything broke down after that, and there were riots in the street. It was an intense, very, very intense time. But if you were interested, it's very strange because where we were staying in the UN compound, there was a punk band they're called Sum 41, and they were in the compound with us. I didn't know about them at the time. I learned about them later, but they were in the compound where we were, and they actually filmed everything. And so you can find it online. There's a video called Rocked in Congo, which documents this whole event. And so I only watched it like 10 years later, or maybe less, maybe like 8 or 9 years later. I watched this video, and I'm watching this thing that I went through in this video by a punk band. Anyways, it was a wild time. So that was my most intense, but there are many, many that are at a similar level of intensity. Yeah. So that's why I keep that basket there, to remind me of death.